Hello, everybody, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, your executive producer here, and thanks for tuning in to watch or listen to whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to. In these trying times, we really do appreciate everyone that feels that we are worth their time, and we hope that we're able to give you something entertaining to while away the time as you spend it. We particularly want to thank those of you that feel like we're worth financially contributing to, particularly our $25 and up supporters on Patreon, who are Antitonic, Drevian Alexander, Cat Waterflame, Rowan Parker, and Samantha Bates. Yes, I read that off of a list. Thank you very much for supporting us. I know that in these uncertain times, finances are tough for everybody, so that you're willing to donate to us means a lot to all of us here, and we thank you. That being said, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gran, Terra, Shadowfront. I'm John. I'm your game master for this evening. I'm joined today by William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Valdez Stonebeard, who, being sworn into anything, would probably be swearing on a sword.
And Nikki.
Hi, I'm Nikki, and I'm playing Scuzz, your goblin rogue. Scuzz would probably swear in on a cookbook or
Just a stick of butter.
a stick of butter. Yeah. Also, Black Lives Matter, Trans Lives Matter. I can do my thing.
I like how they collided into what Trans Lives Matter.
All Trans Lives Matter. All of them. Every single one. And I don't want to talk about what's going on right
now. And Jeremy.
Hello, I am Jeremy. I am playing Ariel, ASMR gunslinger, who would probably just write something out very quickly in her own words so that she could swear on something that matters.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I'm playing Titania Valgorian, a Ladrin Druid princess, who would swear on... Oh, goodness. Not anything written, because that's nonsense. Why would you read things? A stat.
I feel like she feel like she would swear in on a badger, but be high enough that she thinks it's a book. Mm-hmm.
That's fair. That's a good one. I'll take that one.
And Cody?
I'm Cody. I'm playing Ithram Valar, Hobgoblin War Wizard, and he would probably swear in on an arcane book that has way too dense technical jargon on it that nobody would pay attention to. Basically, the terms and conditions.
A technical manual, really.
Yeah.
And coming to us...
Thank you for downloading and installing iTunes.
I'm imagining it's like the programming
broadcasting from the dark dimension, Aaron.
Oh, right, I forgot to turn the lights on. I'll do this.
Only that's me.
I'm playing Carolina, human barbarian, who, if swearing in, would swear in upon the laws that she was being sworn to uphold.
And Jack.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jack. I'm playing Gent Minar, the half-elf spell slinger, who would probably swear in on either a World Atlas compendium or an encyclopedia of cryptids.
And when last
joining you in the dark dimension there, Aaron.
And when
mood lighting.
And when last we left off, 2 zombies were beating the shit out of the party.
Specifically Scuzz.
Yeah. There are 4 total zombies across 2 fights.
Yes.
Yeah, but the other 2 people aren't really getting the shit beat out of them.
But 2 zombies at a time are beating the shit out of the party. And we pick up on Scuzz's turn.
Scuzz sits up. Ow.
So yeah,
okay.
So Carolina's standing over you.
Scuzz has his Still gripping the handles of Bookmark and the Sunblade. Scuzz sits up. Ow. And he's going to stand up, step around this zombie.
All right, so you're going to take an attack of opportunity from the zombie fighting Ariel.
Okay.
Wasn't Scuzz technically directly in Carolina's square? Couldn't he go around the other side and avoid an attack?
Yeah, you just had them
That's
off
true.
center.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, you were also there to say, yeah, so you could go around the other way. Never mind. You avoid
No,
that.
I'm sorry. The map doesn't go that far. So
Yeah, no, that map.
There's just
There's
a
a
wall.
wall of force.
You try to
There's a building there.
There's an invisible wall.
you try to jock to the right and you just
That's
slam
a
into the fog.
canyon.
Yeah.
The
Can't
fog
jump up on this ledge.
I try to jump into the fog, and the fog jumps back.
You try and go that far into the fog, and you just hear you must gather your party before venturing forth.
That's terrifying.
Animus
So-
crystals.
Yes, Scuzz is going to slash at this thing with the.
You have advantage because you're flanking.
Thank you for reminding me. That's the whole reason I did that.
Mhm.
Yes. Sunblade. Bam. 29.
Yes, so 29 hits.
So 10 points of radiant damage, 4 points of
Also
more
radiant
radiant damage, and 18 for the sneak attack.
Nice.
Ignore that 12. That 12's if I did it two-handed, which I'm not.
Yep.
32.
Yeah. Can Scuzz could not hear these zombies before they were already like right up on him.
Mhm.
Right?
Correct.
Damn. Definitely don't want him to get hit again. And you know what? Because fuck this zombie in particular, he takes 9 more points of angry small goblin damage. Just kicks him in the shin.
All right.
And
Fury of the Small. Very useful.
yeah. I guess I'm gonna stay here so Carolina has advantage on her attack. He says he's like
It's like
bleeding out.
I just-
That one scar from the polar bear.
Go be safe.
I got a 17 AC. They just hit me really bad, and then my dice were like, "No, get hit really bad."
Yeah.
My dice wanted me to die.
Stepping away might also be bad for Scuzz's health. So.
Yeah, no. Nikki's remembered like,
yeah,
"Oh yeah,
yeah.
I won't know the zombie's there until I accidentally hit it, and then it'll attack me, and I'll be sad."
All right. So it's the end of your turn. That
Yep.
puts us next up to. Why don't I have a turn order button?
Oh, it was me.
Yeah, no, but I have to because the screen that I'm
yeah.
capturing for the stream, I'm not operating manually, so I have to advance the turn order so that they can see everybody's turn. Ithram.
All right. I will step forward to here and booming blade.
All right.
So.
Oh god, where'd you go, Ithram?
This way to
Ithram
Tanya.
vanished into the fog.
Yeah, this
I
way to
know.
Tanya, and he just starts swinging his flail. Advantage 10. I'm assuming misses.
Yes.
My God!
10 misses.
That's bad.
Just you got
Bonus action,
swinging.
booming blade again.
All right.
15.
15 hits.
All right, so they take 7 points of silver bludgeoning damage on top of. Ooh, when they move, they're going to take 16, but they take 7 points of thunder damage as well, so 14 total.
So Ithram comes in swinging the flail, swings it once, and just sort of the fog. It's really hard to see through this fog, even when you're close. So you just swing too wide, and then you bring it back around with the backhand, this thundering energy echoing off the heads of this flail, and just smashes into the side of the zombie. And then there's a as the thundering energy goes off, and it just sort of splatters across Ariel.
Apologies. It missed your head, though.
There is a look of death at the moment. To be fair, she was literally about to do the same thing to you. But she doesn't say that.
How's your hair?
It
Fine.
missed.
The hair's
Yeah.
fine. It's just covered in stuff.
No, it missed the hair. Like, it only got her face. The hair's
Yep.
still immaculate.
Just like a mask.
Yep.
All right.
It's that moment where, like, there's just enough of a drip that you just see the eye
Yeah.
and the eyebrow arches like cold anger.
It's just a wet sopping noise as it falls off your face. Anything else on your turn, Ithram?
Nope, that's action and bonus.
All right. Ariel.
Ariel takes a moment, wipes.
Still don't have prestidigitation.
The weirdest part, Ariel, is that it's cold.
Right.
Like,
Zombies. I mean, what are you gonna do? All right, we're about done with this now. And she's gonna walk right up to this one. She's gonna put the barrel against the side of its head. And since unfortunately there's no way, I will spend a crit point for advantage on this.
okay. Get that flat roll.
Well, he has
Why is it a
he
flat
has crossbow
roll?
expert.
Oh yeah, you've got
He doesn't-
crossbow expert. Yeah, never mind.
Yes.
Never mind then.
Yeah.
I forget feats. There are so many of you, and all of you have feats.
I only remember hands. It's weird.
Yeah, it's just, everybody just ends at the ankles.
I mean, I was gonna make a Marvel Comics artist, but
21.
joke.
I was gonna say,
That one hit?
please tell me
That
that
would be
Liefeld is
12
not illustrating
piercing
the campaign.
and one sneak attack.
All right.
And
Still standing.
hold on just a second here. Doo-dee-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo. You know, this, I will use the second or use a grip point on this one for. Let's make this a violent shot because that never backfires on me.
Yeah.
Do you have an inspiration?
That's true. That is true.
Oh, Jeremy, by the way, the mic on your headset is way out here. There we go.
Yeah. Sorry, when I dropped it to the ground and walked away from my desk. So a 27.
Yes, 27 hits. As you avoid misfiring.
Fucking unbelievable.
I mean, you said that never backfires on me. Thus, the chance of it backfiring became 100%.
Oh, this is me. It didn't matter. So that is 13.
So yeah, you put the...
plus- Hold on,
Go ahead.
because I made it a violent shot. So
All right, go ahead.
let's see. An additional weapon damage. That's right. So
Extra D10.
Yep.
Nice.
for 23 piercing damage.
So,
She
yeah,
is
so,
done with this shit.
You walk up to the zombie, put the gun against its head, double tap. Its head goes... and it is down.
Let's go find our friends and get away from this place, this exact site.
Anything else on your turn?
No, that is everything.
Zombies' turns. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Let's bring the audience shift. Yeah, there it is. Bring the audience down here. So this one that you can't see. Well, you can't see anyways because Gent is currently
Blind.
what's a good blind?
The one with the eyeball.
Yeah, the bleeding eye,
Yeah, there's a
probably.
bleeding eyeball one.
I like that one for hexes though. Anyways. So that one shifts up and is gonna come up and try to take a snack.
I don't have any snacks. It can't take them.
You are the snack.
I was gonna say,
He is
I
a
think it
snack.
can find something regardless.
No, Jack just wanted to make that comment.
So does a 23 hit you?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Just one check. Do. It's gonna be 13 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And 10 cold damage on the first hit.
Yep.
And second hit. Well, rolled a 2, so misses probably. That's gonna
Yep.
be 7 to hit you.
I hate to set myself up for more failure, but I am blinded. Doesn't it have advantage on those attacks?
Oh, it's true. That's much better. That's a 19 to hit you.
Yep.
Actually, hang on. Let me check something real quick.
Okie doke.
Blinded condition. Is it that you have disadvantage?
By
or
the
that
light.
Things have.
I think it's both.
Yeah, I thought it was both.
Let's find out.
Yeah, attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage.
Yeah, because I have a blinding spell,
Yep,
and
yep,
it's real useful.
Yep. So
Oh,
it
yeah.
does hit you with the advantage. I want to re-roll the other one just to see if it crit you. It didn't crit
Sure.
you.
Okay, good.
All right. So 8 bludgeoning damage. I'm rolling really badly on this cold damage.
Good.
I'm okay with that.
10 cold damage.
Cool.
All right. So again, it just and this cold, just this freezing cold fog seeps off of it into you, chilling you to the bone.
I probably bump into Valdeth a little bit.
I mean, I feel like she was already back to back with you, so she's basically keeping you up.
All right, and the other one attacks Valdeth.
Oh, actually, can I use my reaction there since I got hit again?
Yeah.
I have one more reactive blast left.
Sure.
Okay. This is technically at disadvantage because
Yep,
I
'cause
am
you are
still
blinded.
blinded, but boop. Oh, and my gun
Oh.
misfires. Okay.
So yeah, you hear your gun go off.
Right. Click. Well,
Don't try and fix it while blinded.
All right, Valdeth does a 16 hit.
Let
you.
me see here.
Does a 17 hit you?
Nope.
Just inching up that dice. just
She's just scrabbling on my
just
armor.
scrabbling on you. All right, Carolina.
So there's no more targets within visual range of me.
Correct.
So I'm going to move up to here. Still can't see anything.
Motherfucker, we have a huge yard, and I can feel someone's base from here.
As they're driving by.
There's not much I can see in this, and I don't get too far separated, so I'll just, seeing Titania now, I'll gesture. Skuz is still badly injured, and move to here. I realize it's starting to get out of sight of other people, but it's kind of inevitable. And I'm gonna take it lasts Yeah, my rage is fizzling, so I'm gonna take an action to turn into Dracolich form.
Oh, also, Gent, you're no longer blinded now.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Cool.
No longer blinded by the zombie.
Yeah. The fog that was clouding your vision has faded away.
But I'm not
Yay.
going to fly because flying up while I can't see where I'm going would be a mistake.
Probably.
Never mind, I'm not turning into Dracolich form because then I would be blind because then I would be using the blade that doesn't. Never mind, I can't do anything this turn.
All right.
I ready an action to smack any zombies that show up.
So, before we get to Gent's turn, on initiative 13, Valdeth and Gent, you both suddenly this viscous, thick, blank fog suddenly turns translucent as a blue glow pierces through it, causing you to be able to see at a much greater distance. As a large, armored in green scale mail, one-armed orc just comes charging through the fog with this blue glowing lamp hanging off of one hip that seems to be penetrating through this otherwise impossible to see through fog.
I'm sorry, what?
Skids to a halt next to Gent, or actually on the opposite side of Gent from this zombie that's harassing him. Yeah, the left arm completely gone, and actually, like, you can tell that this armor was designed probably, or at least the base of it was probably designed for somebody with two arms because the sleeve is sort of like tucked up and tied off. Wearing this dark green scale mail with black hair in sort of a dreadlock fashion, tied up into like a top knot on the back of the head. Dark green skin, red eyes, wielding a very large long sword in the one hand that does exist, with a bulky sort of like with a overly bulky gauntlet covering the right hand forearm. Just comes around and behind and swings with the sword. And again, now, so all that blue aura you can see. The blue aura you can see is now the full distance of your sight, as opposed to just 10 feet away from you.
Okay.
And it's again this eerie blue light radiating off of this lantern hanging off of the orc's hip. Yeah, he hits. His sword, which you now can sort of see is sort of crackling with fire, just bites into the backside of this zombie. Dealing 13 points of damage.
Nice.
Or slashing damage. Also. What is his die? There it is.
You found the Blood Hunter.
Saved by another NPC.
Hey, now, you don't know that I needed this guy's help.
Yes. It's not about whether or not you needed the help.
5 points of fire damage. So it's still standing as the sword just slices into the back, fire crackling across it.
Cool.
Kent, your turn.
Gent's got a jammed gun, so that goes down, and he just whips out the two hand axes and is going to go straight ham on this guy. Does he have advantage for flanking?
Yes, you have advantage from flanking.
Okay, cool.
Hand axes are a strength-based thing. So.
Yes. So he's at a +7 for those. 24 to hit?
24 hits. Are these magical hand axes or no?
Nope, these are just standard. Nothing magic about these fuckers. Because Arcane Arsenal, I think only my firearm or crossbow attacks would be considered magical.
Fortunately, these particular kinds of zombies don't care, and this one goes down.
Oh, nice. Well, so that one. So the first attack.
Yeah,
killed
the
it?
first attack killed it. As you
Okay.
get
So
it in
yeah,
the neck
just
and it
one
just
there, and then he will
slumps
pivot
down.
around. Then with his move, does a 20, I assume, to hammer
Yeah.
an anvil with
Yep.
Valdeth.
Yep, 20 hits.
Okay. 20 hits. And then can he use his bonus action for a third attack with his offhand one?
Yeah.
Okay. It's another 7 slashing to that zombie. And
The offhand will not have, unless you don't have the dual wielder feat, do you?
I don't have the dual wielding, so
So-
it just deals weapon damage, no.
Or you
no
don't have the two
ability.
weapon fighting thing.
Two
Right.
weapon
mhm.
style. Yeah.
So 17 hits for 2.
So total of 9 damage. To...
I appreciate the name of the weapon profile.
Offhand X.
All right. Anything else on your turn?
He used his action, his bonus action, and most of his move. So, nope. He's done for now.
All right. And it's back to.
I mean, he'll yell out "Thank you" to whoever that orc is.
You just get a in response.
Good enough for me.
Titania's turn.
So Titania's gonna glance back, say to Carolina that I sent Garnet out to try and find them.
I need you to go ahead and make me a survival
she
check
can
for
see
Garnet,
a
by the
little
way.
bit farther. I have a sheet for her.
You
somewhere.
do.
There we go. There's my carbuncle. Survival is just wisdom. Yep. 9.
9.
All right. Carbuncle is in the fog.
Dang
Somewhere.
it! Can I use an inspiration on this or not?
Yeah, if you want.
I'm gonna do that.
All right, so go ahead and
I
roll
want
that
it
one.
to work. 20.
Carbuncle is in the fog. We'll see how effective that becomes in a minute.
Okay. Sounds good.
Carbuncle is in
And
the fog and has found an itchy spot on her back and is now trying to scratch it.
I'm gonna go. I guess because I can't see. Back to Scuzz here and do another. Hi, Ariel. Bump into you. Grab a spell. Let's see here. What I got? I'm gonna do a cure wounds at. Oh goodness. Actually, I'm gonna give you a health potion because I've got a bunch of those.
Open up. Go, 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 go.
In one game, someone used their action. Several people used their action to feed a barbarian their health potions, and the DM had to be like, "Okay, I love you all. These aren't like 5-hour energies. These are like Mountain Dew cans. You can't just all shove these into the barbarian's mouth."
God, yes you can.
And we were like, "Yes,
hit
you can."
points.
You get 5 more. You just doubled Scuzz's hit points.
I doubled. I net gained.
I did.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna do a bonus action for healing spirit and say anyone who needs you two stand here, dang it, and pointing at Ariel because you're also injured.
I'm not great.
All right.
So that's 3 hit points for you already there, Scuzz. And
where'd you
that'll
put your healing spirit?
Under
I
Scuzz, I'm
put
assuming?
it basically, yeah, right where Scuzz is.
Okay.
Now, Nikki wants to know, what does your healing spirit look like so I can have Scuzz react appropriately?
Ah. It looks like, I think right now it's gonna look like a fox, and it just sort of like bounds up and down. It kind of looks like Garnet. It's like a shadowy version of that, a little bit bigger.
Nice. The fox says, "Heal me."
Yep. It sort of sits above you, and you just feel this radiant healing energy.
Really
coming
has
out of
like
it.
the plus signs of healing coming off
Yeah,
of
exactly.
it.
In the area beneath it.
Yeah, love it.
All right. Anything else in your turn?
Nope. That'll do me.
All right. And Valdeth.
All right, Valda's gonna murder this last zombie then, with advantage from Ghent.
I'm helping.
It's gonna be 14. I'm gonna re-roll that 2 just in case. Got the same result. All right. So 14 slashing, 1 radiant, 1 force,
All right.
and second attack. Let's re-roll that 2 again. Get a 1 this time. Nope, better. 19 slashing, 4 force, 5 radiant damage on the second attack.
Yeah. One strike.
she-
Second
As
strike.
she will, because Ghent is behind the zombie, she sort of like puts her other hand on the blade and starts half swording the great sword and just kind of slice down and then impale and drive it into the ground.
And yeah, as you do with the second strike, you just drive it down to the ground and it goes squirms for a bit and then stops moving. We are, for the moment, out of initiative.
Timely arrival.
The orc just sort of plants the sword, the flaming sword, into the zombie body in front of it, just to make sure that it's staying down. Pulls the sword back out. Is it just you two?
No, we've got a group
I'm-
of friends that got separated.
Aaron,
Gent, Valdeth,
you're
as at this point, I think it's reasonable that Carolina walks around a little bit and figures out who's here and who's not.
Yep.
We're alive.
Any
Send
landmarks?
Garnet out to.
We're in the middle of fog.
Look for the orc with the blue lantern.
I don't
sent
think
Garnet
that counts as a landmark.
It will probably be easier for us to find you than you to find us. Are you in a place where you can remain for a moment?
Yeah, we have to anyway. I'm healing people.
We can
All
bunker
right.
down here.
I'm going to stay put.
Try and work our way towards you then.
I sent Garnet after, so if you can find her, then she can
and
be back. I
at
think.
about that moment, just at the edge of this eerie blue, again, like the fog hasn't disappeared. It's just sort of like gone translucent as it is affected by whatever's in this lantern. And at the edge of this sort of eerie blue light, you see Garnet appear, sort of pring, 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 hopping very quietly through the fog.
Ah, there you are. Valda sort of wipes hair out of her face and looks over her shoulder at the orc. You wouldn't happen to have more of those, would you?
Unfortunately, it's the only one we had in town when this occurred.
You're from here then?
Yes, I'm Karam, the folk god of this village.
Valda Stonebeard, captain of the Steelhearts, come to do what we can.
Well, more blades than are better than none, at least. And he very, expertly sort of flicks the gore off of his sword as the fire goes out, spins it, and then slides it into what sounds like a series of rings along the back of his belt. Shing.
Well, that's our guide, pointing towards Garnet.
Unless you've got a
And
similar
then-
lantern, no one will be able to see in the fog. I'll come with you and help you get to the inn, presumably.
And the graveyard across it, where we can sense the possible source of this place, of this problem is.
Let's talk once we get your companions together.
And we'll just follow Garnet, assuming that she can lead us back.
Yeah. So
Ithram is inspecting the
Meanwhile-
zombie corpses.
yeah, go ahead and give me a
Yep.
Arcana or a religion check.
Definitely Arcana. Nope, not at advantage, so 12.
I'm gonna do healing really quick. I've got 2d6 or 4d6s to distribute. I was gonna do 2 to Scuzz and 2 to Ariel. Sun
Okay.
can roll
Yeah.
them. Cool. Well, stuff's happening.
Yeah.
So I got a 12.
Boy,
Ariel will also
you're also rolling.
check these fuckers out.
Go ahead.
Let's do. You did Arcana. I'll do Religion. 15. Hey, I will take that.
So Ithram, looking at these, they're definitely not normal zombies. It seems like whatever the process of animating them was, it aligned their ether more with ice than with just like than with necrotic energies. And they seem to therefore not have the same kind of resiliences that normal zombies have, in that they won't die unless they're killed by fire or radiant damage.
Yeah, and these went down pretty.
These went down
quick.
fairly easily to normal means,
And they stayed down.
But in return, they seem to be, and not only aligned towards cold and thus dealing cold as damage, their bodies are still emanating this fog, which blends into the fog around. It seems like these might be, if not the source, some aspect of sustenance for the fog.
Well, I use Firebolt to, once I'm done looking it over, I'll start slowly, whatever, catching it on fire.
Yeah. And Ariel, as you're looking, these are definitely reinforced through necromantic means. These are not naturally occurring zombies. These are ones that were created by whatever necromancer is here. They're they're much sturdier in very specific ways. You've got the experience where necromancers, when necromancers summon undead creatures as opposed to other things, they tend to be more powerful. They deal more damage. They have more health, kind of thing.
She just looks up and it's like, they're here somewhere.
I would
Not
like
here, but
turn on my detect magic and try and use that to investigate the fog.
As your eyes start to glow and you are just sort of blinded by the fog. It is entirely magical, and you suspect that the magical nature of the fog is what's making it so hard to see and find your way through it.
Well, the fog is magic, which was pretty obvious. Anything else I can discern or pick up, or just
not from the detect magic? It's just blindingly magical.
Well, the fog is magic and has specific navigation challenges, so tie everyone together with a rope.
Not the worst idea.
Again, weird situation for that. But is it
what?
Maybe have this conversation when we're not surrounded by undead.
Adventurers do so they don't get lost, to Tanya.
Okay, that makes more sense. I don't know. I don't know where they are. I guess them to come to us, like at a busy party, and then you stay put.
Yeah. To Tanya, Scuzz and Ariel are both pretty badly fucked up still.
Yeah.
I will walk
healing.
over and do a cure wounds on each of them.
And so yeah, Carolina reaches into a bag and pulls out a vial.
Yeah, these are just my artificer spells. Oh, I didn't actually roll my elixir today, so I need to do that. But roll 1. Scuzz gets 8 health. Roll 2. Yeah. Carolina pulls out little vials, shakes them, hands them to each of you. 4 for Ariel.
Yay! I'm moving up
because I forgot.
Moving up in the world.
Oh. Well, that's not helpful, but it's going in my bag as the thing I have today.
All right.
So I got what? 4?
4 more.
4 healing.
Cool.
Yeah. Just
cool.
cure wounds.
On top of the 10 that Titania had already given you.
Right.
Yep.
I'm almost at half. That's good. I'm good.
Okay,
I'm cool. I'm
okay.
cool.
So-
no, I can.
I can do a bit of magic.
If the group that are staying put, I want to hunker down and wait for folks. Go ahead and give me a stealth check. And then Valdeth and Ghent also give me a stealth check if you're trying to move quietly. Karam appears to be walking fairly quietly, though he is keeping an eye out for like the edges of this expanded area of vision that he has.
He's also wearing heavy armor like I am. So
Yeah, he's wearing scale
Nope.
mail.
Never mind. We do not pass without a trace anymore because I used healing spirit. Shoot. Okay.
Gale mail is still disadvantage.
Yes.
yes, yeah.
I got a 6.
I rolled an 8.
Well,
I managed to
You
get
got a
16 with
21.
disadvantage.
Jesus.
Gus is hurting.
he got a 20.
Because
I'm
rogues
gonna-
are crazy.
So he's good.
12.
Yeah.
Hey, same.
All right. So the group of you sort of hunker down next to this fence that you had arrived at previously before the zombies attacked, and it's you're sort of, you can barely see just across it into what looks like some sort of wheat field. Staying low, trying not to make a lot of noise that'll draw attention to you. Valdeth, Ghent, and Karam, the three of you with Carbuncle, move fairly quietly. Carbuncle or Garnet making no noise because Garnet can just fly. And after a few moments, the group by the fence, you suddenly see off to the southeast of you this densely opaque fog suddenly go translucent, and 30 some odd feet away you see Ghent, Valdeth, and this large one-armed orc behind, walking sort of next to them, again with this brightly glowing blue lantern on his hip.
Ghent looks real shitty.
Right about there.
Oh wow.
I see you met zombies too, and other people apparently.
I'll give Ghent my third cure wounds.
Yes, we ran into some local color.
Ghent, you're sort of tapped with a vial that does
Yeah?
6 healing.
Oh, thank you.
It's dangerous to move about in the fog if you don't have a ghost light lantern, unfortunately. So, if you need to get somewhere, I'm happy to aid you, but I do need to return to the people I'm guarding.
Let us return.
Do you have any idea how ghost light lanterns are forged or made, and if it can be done quickly?
I don't know. Or were you
No,
asking if
I
Carolina?
asked that
Carolina.
to
Okay.
the GM.
Got it. Sorry, same voice.
Corrupt.
Yeah.
Give me an Arcana check.
Now that he has the name of it,
I'm
can
not
Dent make a
spending
check there
dubious
too?
knowledge
Sure.
just yet. I have a feeling there are other things we're going to need to know about. 17.
16. Nice.
You're not 100% certain. You've never really heard of a ghost light lantern before. It's not. It is definitely some sort of rare magical item. You can tell from the fact that you've never heard of one before. Based on the name, probably has something to do with ghosts in order to make it.
So it's not a Sea of Thieves thing where I can just go find a source of the correct color of light.
No.
Got
Bottle of ghost, which means you have to kill someone right now.
To go find the Mystic Order right now.
Yep.
All right, everyone's getting healing. Let's see. So
I am perfectly
Ariel,
fine.
Scuzz, and Ghent are each getting a first level cure wounds. So Ghent, this one's for you. 5.
Yay!
Scuzz. 9. Ariel.
Hey!
12.
That was a nicely escalating.
It will, yeah.
It went out 4 each time.
I
Yep.
am. I
Oh, no,
am
sorry.
Well,
4 then
4
yeah.
3, but
Yeah,
4
4
3.
3.
best half
went-
now.
it went low, middle as best you can do a middle, and max.
Mm-hmm.
Might have. Yeah. Just a little past it.
All right, I'm good.
All right.
By which I mean I have 4/7 of my hit points.
It's possible to
Which
get
is good.
It's possible to get to the inn from here without running into any large clusters of undead, but we'll need to move quietly.
Okay. Oh, I
So from here to
Forgot.
where?
The inn.
Which is-
In.
Which is where we needed to
Right.
be. It's across from the graveyard.
Mhm.
Right.
Remember when I did the
It's also where the
thing.
survivors of the
I can
town
make
are
this-
holed up.
Lovely.
Oh, by the way, insight check on the suspicious dude who has a necromancy item
Sure, go ahead.
and is offering us safe passage.
I
through
mean,
those-
that is
Also-
not an unfair point.
Gent, you can make a history check, by the way, because he said a thing that
Okay.
you would have some information on.
I would also like to
14.
insight that.
Go ahead.
Oh,
18 for
sorry,
history.
Jeremy.
So both Carolina and Ariel, he's very difficult to read. You gather just based on his composure, you gather he was if not is not currently was at one point a soldier of some kind based on how he's holding himself. But you have no idea how, like, if he's walking you into a trap or if he's genuinely offering help.
Right.
Gent, the term folk guard is a very
Mhm.
specific Tyrian term. Folk guard are basically sort of like a volunteer fire department. They
But
are
for monsters.
but for monsters. They are people who either were formerly griffins or formerly soldiers or formerly adventurers of some kind that in their retirement have decided to dedicate themselves to the defense of the small folk, particularly in places where there aren't a lot of guards, more rural areas like Vlachti. So when someone introduces themselves as the folk guard of a town, it's not the equivalent of a sheriff, but it's that kind of thing.
Right.
Like,
They're probably less on the enforcement and investigation side and more of the defense side.
yeah, like that's
Okay.
that's the
Mhm.
person that people that particularly like in a town full of farmers, if suddenly gnolls started attacking, the folk guard would be the person they would run to.
Right.
And also, they conveniently get probably free or at very least very low price housing during
Oh yeah,
Their-
they tend to be
their retirement.
they tend to be provided for in their retirement because they are
Right.
also providing a service. So,
Oh, I love it.
and you can tell, and now that you're all sort of here, you can tell this orc looks to be probably around mid to late 50s as far as age goes, but very, very well built, like all muscle.
Keeps himself in good shape.
Defensive
Did you
man
say
with
you
one
could
arm.
cast
Yeah,
full
I can do the thing I
Concealment
did
again?
before, so we can move quietly. I forgot I was trying to heal Scuzz and Ariel.
No.
But I can do it again. Here.
As you do that, Carolina will. Wait, I need to check exactly how this works. Why do I have so many class features?
Because you're playing two classes.
Because you're multiclassing.
Yeah, it gets kind of messy.
Double the class, double the features.
Reach out, touch Titania on the shoulder, and I imagine that there is a specific description for this, but I'm going to let John decide that and use my magic reserves.
Ooh.
You hit a creature and roll a 1d4. The creature recovers an expended spell slot of a level equal to the number rolled. This is your barbarian feat or feature?
Yes, this is from my magic subclass of barbarian.
Yeah.
I
So go ahead and
can-
roll the d4.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
Hey, I don't have any first level spells right now, so
you
I'm
regain
out
a
of
first.
first and
So
second level.
Carolina reaches over, grabs your shoulder, and there is this pulse of energy as this sort of light blue ether just erupts out of Carolina and swarms into you, and you feel your ethereal reserves filling a little bit as Carolina takes
Whoa.
5 points of force damage.
Yep.
Cool. Thank you.
And you regain.
Just for rearranging the world's magic. It's pretty easy.
Ignore
no
my
idea
new
how to
black
do that,
eye.
I mean, I imagine that it's the wounds out of which the magic came.
If you're
Also,
all
5
prepared.
hit points is barely discernible on a barbarian.
Karam begins to sort of start walking away in a particular direction. And as he moves again, this light emanating out now you're now able to see 30 feet out as opposed to 10 feet out. You get a little bit more of a view of the area you were in. It looks like you were on the edge of one of the wheat farms. And as you walk, you can see more of these zombie corpses sort of in the ground with various farming implements stuck into them, but they're still emanating this fog. So if everyone's following Karam, you can all give me stealth checks.
Yep.
Enjoy that
Yeah,
plus 10.
yeah. Plus
25.
24.
23.
39.
You got,
22!
he got a 26.
Scuzz is in the next campaign.
17.
No.
Atta girl.
Look, Scuzz already exists in so
Hey,
many
I actually rolled
places.
above a 4.
Nice.
So 20 total.
30 total.
Or 30 total,
30
yes.
total, yep. So yeah, you're all being fairly quiet, and you don't need to make survival checks because you're being led and also can see now. So yeah, very quietly the group of you move, and you notice, Valdeth, you notice Karam, his scale mail doesn't seem to be providing him any hindrance to his sneaking.
He has the medium armor master feat.
Yes.
The one time that feat becomes useful.
It's a much better feat than people give it credit for.
Yeah.
Well, there's only like one medium armor that actually imposes disadvantage on stealth.
Scale mail.
Yeah, scale mail specifically.
But it's the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alda's just looking at it, just like,
No,
she'd much rather have the disadvantage on stealth and the much higher body coverage of
Fair.
full plate.
if you could have both.
Fair.
If you could have both.
Anyways.
Just put a bunch of tea cozies in between the dwarven armor.
Just get mithril plate mail.
Yeah.
But yeah. As you're going, everyone make me perception checks as you're moving
Yep.
through this area.
29.
22!
11.
17.
I assume the lantern also serves as light for the human.
Yes, it is emitting light
22.
in addition to clarifying the fog. So as you go past the wow, that's a lot of 22s. And a lot of
Arrow got
11.
29.
So I'm just like
Like a boss.
22, 29, 22,
11,
11,
20,
20.
29, yeah. Ithram and Titania, you're sort of focused on keeping an eye on your party members more than anything else because you just got ambushed by zombies and you don't want more zombie ambushes.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, Ithram's probably at the rear.
For the rest of you, though, now that you can see the clear signs of carnage as you move quietly through the village. The like farmhouses that have been half knocked over, areas of the wheat field that have been trampled, and every once in a while, Karam will stop moving and just hold perfectly still, indicating for the rest of you also to hold still, which is where the stealth checks come in. And just beyond the edge of the light, you'll see a group of undead roam past quietly. it doesn't seem like as they're doing it. As you're watching them, it seems almost like they don't see you, which is weird because you can see so clearly right now. But as they move slowly past, and he sort of waits until the radius of the ghost light would no longer encompass them if he moved forward, and then begins to move forward again.
Do I think they may be sensed through the fog?
Give me a nature check with advantage.
Like tremor sense style?
Yeah, give me a nature check with advantage.
Alright. Natural 20.
Yeah, absolutely. Like having seen this evidence now, based on how Karam is sort of maneuvering around, you're pretty certain that the disturbance of the fog is the thing that draws these particular zombies towards you. And whatever this lantern is doing to the fog, it's making it so that you aren't actively disturbing the fog anymore.
Right. So to extend my theory, if I could create like little wind gusts in various places that disrupted the fog, that would confuse these things.
Possibly. You're not certain
Storing
how
that
good
for
their
later.
you're not certain how good their senses are, because you had a very brief encounter with them. But
Yeah.
that is something that you could potentially work with in the future. Remaining quiet and guiding you through this destroyed bits of town, eventually you come across the large 2-story building that you had seen from the ridge overlooking the town. The entirety of the first floor has been boarded up and blocked off. Stone slabs have been upended and leaned against the walls. What looks to be a very rapidly makeshift wooden barricade was erected around it with points pointed out, and you can see that some of the fog zombies have sort of stuck themselves into it and are just idly trying to claw down the barricade with like a lamppost in their chest. It's like, but they can't really move anymore. Karam, again, quietly moves over to one of the large stone slabs, reaches down with his one arm, grips the end of it, and just hefts. You can see the veins sort of bulging in his arm and sort of in the side of his face as he grabs this massive piece of stone and just pulls it up, revealing this hole in the fence. Get under.
Dip it down.
Yep, I was gonna say,
Ooh.
go. Wait for everybody to get through.
Following.
You all duck under and go under. He slides his way underneath, holding this massive bit of stone. Lets it go. Inside the fence, the fog is much less dense, even without the blue light of the ghost light lantern providing vision. And just on the other side, you see a pair of what looked to be town guards, sort of standing there with spears at the ready. But they see you, and then they see Karam, and they sort of raise the spears back up. You're free to talk now. The undead hordes have a hard time sensing the disturbances in the fog this far in.
Gent sits down and fixes his gun.
Go ahead and give me a Tinker Tools check. As immediately again,
Thank you.
With
you're welcome.
Intelligence or Dex?
Dexterity.
24.
All right, 24. You very easily clear the jam, and add a couple of. Actually, what gun were you using?
Finger of the Profane.
Yeah, you very quickly clear the. It's a little bit weird because the jam doesn't exist until you pull the gun out.
Right.
But you reach in with your Tinker's tools, and there's a stop sound as you like remove a bit of like shrapnelled bone from the inside.
Is the finger of the profane getting a jam like someone getting like a knot in their shoulder that you have to work out?
So it's called a gun Charlie horse, technically.
It's more like trying to pass a stone, but through your gun.
My gun has wisdom teeth, is what we're saying.
Both of those are exceptionally painful.
Yep.
Fortunately, the gun, as far as you're aware at the moment, is not sentient.
Right. Maybe
Oh,
it doesn't
no,
have
I-
those type of neurons.
Now all I can imagine is that you no longer fire bullets, you fire molars.
You fire teeth.
I hate that
I-
word. That's,
Yeah, so do I. I'm sorry, but
it's
the cursed
okay.
image is in my head, so now it's all in yours.
It's
It's
funny.
Quite the thing, but Alice Madness Returns for anyone that remembers the exceptionally goth Tumblr game.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Anyway,
I mean, I
Okay.
was just gonna say Rob Liefeld
yeah.
image.
Right. Every mouth ever.
Has like
Teeth,
7,000 teeth
teeth.
in them.
So,
Anytime someone sends me a picture of just like, this mouth has too many teeth, but I can't tell how many teeth are too many, and it's just like, there's on the uncanny valley for me. I
can't
hate
tell
it.
how many teeth are too many. That's fair. I also can't tell how many teeth are too many. You just know it's too many. I have no idea where the threshold is, though. Anyways,
Sorry.
to the two sort of spear wielders, Karam looks over. It's fine, Ramsey. Lower your spear. The younger one of the two sort of flinches a little bit. You can tell they're very on edge. The two guards don't look to be much more than 18 years old each. Like, if you were to guess, they were probably very new to the town guard. Karam looks down. We have food and supplies inside if you need anything, and when you're ready to set out, I can let you out again.
Lovely, thank you.
And it sort of indicates towards the front door of this inn, and Will starts walking that way, leaving you to whatever devices you care to get up to while you're recovering at the moment. So if you guys want to take a short rest or a long rest, this would be the time to do it.
A long rest,
would-
too? Oh, boy.
Gent would recommend short rest.
I'm not. I would tend to agree. Yes.
I mean, I think I
Still
only
on a
technically
timetable.
need. Scuzz technically needs only either an hour or 4 hours. Can't remember. To count as a long rest.
You'd still need a full 8 hours of long rest. You just don't need to go down. You just don't have to be completely
Yeah,
inactive for the
it's
full
still
8
the
hours.
full.
Okay.
Trying real hard not to make not to.
Yeah.
But for an hour, you can just rest for an hour to take the short rest though.
Mm.
And then
Let's see. Take a short rest. And
Yeah,
I'm going to roll
Yeah, I'm good
one,
for a short
2,
rest.
3,
take a
4.
short rest.
I-
See if we can find out what the townspeople have tried.
yeah, I
or
don't
what
need
they
to
might
take a rest.
know, if anything more.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Tanya's gonna talk to people.
The only resource Valdez has expended is her Eldritch Claw tattoo, which doesn't care about rests. It cares about dawn.
Yeah.
So
So you go inside the inn. For some of you to find a spot to sit down, others to talk to people. Immediately you see an inn that is fairly crowded with families. There are quite a number of like youths, anywhere from like
My token went away.
5
but I
years
can't
old
add
to-
my hit points.
anywhere between 5 years old to to 18, like the guards are. Very few people that are older than that. It seems like they managed to get most of the younger generation of the town into the inn fairly quickly, but not necessarily a lot of the adults. Of the adults that are there are a few that look like they're in charge, and if you ask, Karam will introduce you to Casimir, the alderman, who is basically the leader of the people at the moment. Who is this ancient-looking elf. Y'all have seen elves of a variety of age. You have never seen an elf that looks like he just fell off a charm bracelet before. So this is definitely the oldest elf any of you have ever seen that at least physically looks their age, as opposed to the semi-immortal individuals you have come in contact with prior.
Each just hits them all at once.
Yeah.
The last few years.
Yeah, it's all in the last 6 months, really. It's like you're fine, and then it's like, oh shit, I'm about to die.
it's the Astif movie sketch. What did you get for your birthday? I got older.
But yeah. Is there anything in particular you're wanting to talk to people about, Tanya?
Yeah.
Or any person in particular?
Basically, if like if they need anything immediately here, what they know about the thing on the other side of the way, if any of them have seen what's over there before, anything about that, I
So-
would bring up what I know of
Okay.
the some sort of very powerful magic user and the connection to the Shadowfell, right?
So you
Yeah.
end up
Shadowfell.
talking mostly to Karam then, because he's the one that's been making most of the journeys outside the wall to get things.
Mhm.
We're fine for supplies at the moment. I've been harvesting what I can in short bursts from the various farmsteads that are still operational. The undead aren't as much interested in going into buildings if there aren't victims inside, and unfortunately most of the people here are dead. As far as the spellcaster, I know who you speak of. A few weeks back, what seemed to be a wandering hedge wizard, Valmaroth, came to town. And I believe this Valmaroth is the person you're looking for.
Delnaroth with a Z?
Valnaroth.
Val.
Valnaroth.
Do I know that name?
No, that is not a name that you have ever come across before.
Okay. He happened to have been anything that in retrospect, but probably not at the time, but in retrospect might make you think of the Shattered Skull. If you are familiar with that.
He takes a minute. I've heard the title before in my time as a Tyrian guard, but nothing that immediately jumps out at me thinking of Valnaroth. No, wait. He did have an icon amongst his possessions that I noticed at one point, though I didn't press him on it. It did look to be some form of skull.
Let's see.
Couldn't have noticed that. So when did all this start happening?
A week after he arrived. The fog rolled in first, then the undead came, spilling out from the graveyard as the ancestors of the Vlakti people came back in droves. The people closest to the graveyard were hit first, and I did the best that I could with what guard I could find to rally people into the building. He sort of pats the lantern on his hip. If I didn't have this, more people would have died.
Did this Velnoth say anything about their business, or whether they were just passing through, or what brought them to the area?
Most people that live here either because they are farming or retiring. We didn't really pressure him into revealing his business, and no one really felt the need to ask, unfortunately. So,
Did he ask any questions when he did come into town?
none beyond the usual. Where's the general store? Who do I need to talk to for shoeing my horses and the like?
Who's that? I'm gonna point over to the very old elf because I'm curious.
Who's that? Oh, that's Casimir, the alderman. De facto leader of the village at the moment. And you can see at the moment he's sort of like passing out supplies to the various groups of people in the inn.
Well, we're gonna try and go over there and stop them. So
We will stop.
hey, you didn't ever interact with Velmoth directly or see what he was doing to cause this at all?
Not beyond my duties as a folk guard, no. But there was reportedly an unearthly howl coming from the graveyard just before the fog rolled in.
Can I put these pieces together to like do an arcana or something for likely causes, types of magic that would do this and potential relevant aspects of a solution?
Sure. Either Arcana or Religion. One of the two.
And I'm spending my dubious knowledge on this.
Okay.
So I get advantage, and I know things even if I don't succeed. 20.
So, based on all the descriptions and information you've gathered, you imagine that there is some sort of necrotic conduit that has been constructed somewhere in the graveyard. That is likely powering either the effect on the village, powering the necromancer themselves, powering potentially the fog.
Is this like a lich phylactery that's usually subtle, or is it probably something pretty obvious?
It varies. It could be a variety of things, but given the power on display at the moment, probably something very obvious.
Right. Well, it's going to be well defended, but we should just go after the source. First, there will be a necromantic artifact focus. It should be pretty obvious, at least from a magical standpoint, if it's putting out this much power. And it's probably in that graveyard.
As you get closer to the graveyard, be on the watch for the walls of frost. Shortly after the fog rolled in and we managed to get everyone into the inn, when I went out for our first scouting of supplies, the graveyard was completely walled off by these massive spiked walls of ice.
You got any extra climbing gear?
We may have some. I'll have to check. If not, the general store will have some you could use, so you'd have to get to it. He sort of looks at the group of you, and you can tell he's sort of weighing his options. He's sort of weighing the likelihood of you all surviving your encounter.
I can climb over a wall.
Which one of you... This requires some special attunement, but if you're confident in your ability to deal with this menace, I could loan you this, he says, indicating the lantern on his hip.
How much of a danger would that put this into?
I wouldn't be able to retrieve it if you died in the graveyard, and it has been my principal means of acquiring supplies.
The good news is we do not plan on dying.
Make a persuasion
But
roll, Ariel.
If we take a longer time, we shouldn't leave people entirely without protection.
We might not make it, but we'll try really hard. I can take it if you'll let me.
Might not make
To
it.
be clear,
Thank you.
we will make it.
Oh no, we're going to kill this fucker.
Give me a persuasion roll, Ariel.
I'm going to sort of pull Valdeth aside for a moment. I'm not questioning our ability to deal with this. I wouldn't have dragged everyone here if I didn't think we were ready, and we wouldn't have been assigned this if we weren't capable. However, if we go out there and at the same time this inn is attacked, we're leaving them defenseless.
However, I think once the mastermind is under attack, he'll be recalling most of his forces to try and defend himself.
Or those forces will retaliate against the nearest thing.
In either case, if we go out there without the lantern and they attack, I don't feel like if they're directed to attack here, the lantern will, strictly speaking, stop them, because we were still fighting those things when he came in with the lantern.
Fine.
Looking at Ariel, Karam just goes, I knew several people that were like you.
I'm sure you did. You did not know me.
Can I try and make that persuasion?
With respect to those that you did know.
There's just a very slight but morbid grin on his face as he reaches over. You don't need to. The 15 was enough. As he reaches over and unhooks the lantern from his hip and holds it out.
I've got the room for it if it requires attunement.
It does.
I've got the room for it, and I'm one of the 2 hardest in this party to kill.
If you look up magical items in D&D Beyond, it is a ghost lantern.
I will find a ghost lantern.
How far away from the inn is this graveyard? Is it going to be out of the range of the ghost lantern? We won't be able to see if something attacks here.
Correct. It's across the road. It's across the street and down the road a little bit. He points. You can't see anything because you're inside the inn, but he sort of points just south, in the south, due south from the entrance that I brought you through, and you'll find the church. You'll find the cathedral, which has been overrun, and the graveyard. If you can't figure out a way to get into the graveyard over the walls, there may be an entrance to the cathedral.
Okay. I could, if we're... Oh, never mind. I could also possibly leave something here to protect these people if we're worried about that.
I could do that as well.
We could leave our familiars, and they could let us know if they get attacked.
It should be within range.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look like it's a very long trek to the graveyard. We just have to get over that wall or around it. So
Won't be a problem for Scuzz or I. Likely.
You two can climb with your things. Does anyone have climbing equipment in their adventuring tools starter kit that I didn't take because I took money instead?
I can just climb.
Yes, I do actually, because I have the Dungeoneer's pack.
Gen has one of those too, actually.
I don't. I have rope.
I have a rope as well.
That's it.
Yep.
I did have rope, and then it disappeared.
But I can turn into something that can climb.
Okay, so we've got 2 Dungeoneer's packs, 3 people who can climb, of...
1 who, if need be,
can fly.
That's right. I actually have a potion of flight, so one of us can fly without expending our flight abilities.
A potion of flight?
Yes, it will only work today.
Right. Very well. But yes, I was planning on saving it for obviously this fight.
Yeah.
But
This won't help you with any of the other things that your form change will do. So
yes,
I'll give Tanya my. Here's the full description. It works for 10 minutes. It's not very fast, but for getting over a wall or giving you some high ground to aim from.
You meant Ariel then?
Yes.
Yep.
Ithram.
Thinking that Ariel was acting prissy, and then I immediately called her to Tanya.
Do you have flight magic?
I mean, it's an understandable error.
Unfortunately, do not. I have the ability to summon creatures that can fly, but that is the extent.
Also, the Dracolich blade is not a finite number of... Let me check.
Can Chowda fly? No.
They can glide.
No, and also they're outside the village. That would be the worst idea. Actually, so my Dracolich form is not a one-use expend thing. So I could just I can transform and fly. Ariel can use a flying potion, and I can carry. Someone can use a flying potion, and I can carry the leftover person.
And one other leftover person can ride with Titania if she turns into something large enough to carry someone.
It was Karam.
Karam, yes.
I turned to Karam. And how thick is this wall of ice?
I'm not certain myself. It's tall enough that I can't see the top through the fog, and thick enough that you can't see through it.
So I'm confused. Am I transforming, or am I using the flying potion?
If you use the flying potion, you won't have to transform until the fight starts.
Yep.
Fair point. I can do that.
I can turn into.
I
I
would
can turn
prefer
into
that you be at full fighting capability during the fight. So use my otherwise useless potion.
I am perfectly happy with that because that was sort of when I hope to be able to use it.
Why do you ask how thick the wall is, Ithram?
One of the creatures I can summon could possibly melt through the wall.
Is that the dragon?
Again, I
Yes,
feel like the answer here is to expend the minimum number of resources possible.
Well, we will have this creature for an hour, so
Cool.
could come in handy in the fight as well.
That level of preparation being available beforehand might be useful, yes. But I think this is all speculation until we get to the wall.
Not to be a fatalist, but just in case. Carolina, would you care to cram that pearl in your ear and let your supervisor have a ground report before we go off and potentially risk our lives?
Yeah, I was waiting until we were done with our rest. I know. It's not so much about our chances of making it back as the resources the town might need. We're not exactly equipped to help farmers get reset up and clear away a zombie corpses.
Once the corpses stop animating and trying to kill them, we'll be able to rebuild some amount. Though, I imagine with the amount of people we've lost, we may just end up moving to a different town.
We probably have resources to help with whatever you decide to do.
The trick at the
Just
moment is, once you enter the fog, even with that lantern, we can't escape. I don't know if
Yeah,
any of you tried to
that's-
turn around and go back after you entered, but you would have found it impossible.
Mhm.
Good to know. Then this thing has to die.
Ode Shucky Dong. How unfortunate we must kill this thing.
There,
So
one more piece of information that I don't know how useful it will be, but one of the farmers that died saw the necromancer prior to expiring. They found
Really?
him outside the cathedral. As he uttered his last breath, he said something particularly strange, and I'm not sure what to make of it, but maybe you'll have more information. Apparently, the necromancer had ripped the skin from his arms, and I have no idea what that means.
Arcana?
From his
check?
own arms?
Religion?
Yeah, from his
check?
own arms. Religion check, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that sounds vaguely familiar, but
I have
That could
less
just
than
be Aaron.
zero idea.
Can make that.
That's a weird ritual, my guy.
Make a religion roll.
Who knows? Maybe.
I'll try it. Nope. Creepy. It's creepy.
So Carolina and Ithram. Carolina, you've actually for both of you would have been things that you have read, obviously. There are certain sects to the followers of Rethorb that devote themselves to the idea of the power of lichdom. So much so that they often will carve off parts of undead and attach them to themselves, believing that it provides them some sort of necromantic power boost, basically. Like, the closer you are to death without dying before you become a lich, the more powerful your necromancy will be. So a necromancer that believes this may very well have cut their arms off and replaced them with the arms of an undead mage of some kind, which could theoretically provide them with a substantial power boost.
That wouldn't mark him as a devotee, or at least someone who's taking cues from the followers of Rethor.
Yes.
It's a way of boosting power, which in theory does work for the reasons they think or not. However, I want to reiterate something. Our primary target should be the focus he's using to keep this undead horde happening.
Definitely.
If he's not absorbed in a continuous ritual, there's some magical necromantic object or siphon or ley line that he's using for this.
Of course.
So we smash
That taking that down will probably give us a better shot with him, but will also help the village a lot more than taking him, the person, down. Especially if he has others working under him or summoned allies.
Demolishing that takes first priority, yes.
So I'm gonna leave Garnet here, and I'll ask Garnet basically, like, if the inn starts getting attacks, to basically get close enough to do the light beam, kind of where she sees us fighting, presumably. So you can kind of go way far up and hopefully over the wall as a signal.
Okay. Garnet understands your order.
Cool.
Yeah, and Ithram will spend the hour recasting Find Familiar to change Mal's form into that of a jackal.
Okay. Well, as you all begin to take a short rest and Karam goes to look at and see if they have any extra sets of climbing gear for you, that's where we're going to take our break. So if you're watching on Twitch, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. Also, if you need to, be sure to get up, stretch your legs, get yourself a drink, use the bathroom, etc. Practice self-care, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. we're back. Hello, everybody. Sorry for the long break.
We
So,
needed it.
you all are taking a short rest. Karam checks, and they unfortunately do not have any climbing sets climbing gear in the inn because the one-armed orc didn't think to grab climbing gear while he was out doing supply runs.
Fair.
Uh,
All right.
So, he does tell you where the general store is. Basically, in order to get to the general store, you'd have to go... So, the inn is due north of the cathedral and graveyard. Basically, you just keep going down the street south, and you'll hit those two buildings. If you instead turn left, which would be going east, like head south to get to the graveyard. If you head east down the road a little bit, you'll find a market square, and on the northern side of the market square is the general store. So if you feel that you need that, you can go that way. And again,
I think we've worked out an alternative.
yeah. The alternate route would be to go through the cathedral if that way is not blocked.
I think among the group of us, I think my personal favorite plan is to expend as little resource as we can getting up over the wall and cut our time getting into that fight as short as possible.
Yeah.
Great.
We have a set of things that doesn't require anyone to use climbing gear.
Well, if you're ready to go.
Also, you can have my pitons when you pry them from my cold, dead hands.
If you're ready to go. And Valdeth, you've attuned to the lantern.
Yep.
There's really no reason you would need them. You have spider climb all the time.
Yes, Gent is just being a shit because he thinks it's funny.
If you do die, it looks over at Valdeth. If you die, try to make it outside the cathedral.
If I'm dying, I will be the last person standing probably, and I will run.
Maybe run before there's only one of us left.
Generally.
Carolina, do you send a message to
Yeah, so
Koenig?
as the short rest ends, just so that there's no one more messenger runs in right before. Carolina's read lots of books. Many of them were actually fictional.
I also have a message to send while that's going on, but go ahead first.
She will send a update report with all the information we have, the additional data about the guy, and the civilians and their location, and that ghost lanterns seem to have an effect on the fog, the zombie, all the information.
Okay. So it'll take a few castings of sending from your
That's
advanced,
what the ring. That's what the thing is for.
Yeah, from your advanced link pearl. Eventually, you get back. Info dump received. Good hunting. If I don't hear from you in a few days, I'll assume you're dead.
Yep.
Uh,
She was more professional about it than I was, but
Yeah. It's still a lot of information.
It is still an exposition dump.
Yeah.
But
yeah. While that's happening as well, Valdeth will also use her advanced link pearl to contact Adam, and just basically, here's the general situation. We're about to do something dangerous. This town is in danger. It'd be nice if you were there to be backup in case we die, to get these people out.
After a little bit, we'll pack up and head that way.
do you tell them about ghost lantern?
Yes, I tell them if they have a ghost lantern on hand, it'll be useful for getting through the fog.
We'll figure it out.
He's like, damn it, I just ate our last ghost lantern for breakfast.
So I have called in a form of cavalry in case we all die.
I mean, Adam is a mounted fighter, so he is literally cavalry.
In terms of cavalry, it might not be what the people who've just had their lives ravaged by necromancy want to see, but they're not a bad choice.
Like,
No.
Okay, so you gather your things and you prepare. Karam lifts the stone slab up so you can get out.
Yep.
Hopefully the next
I'll
time you
out.
try to get back in, the fog will be gone. If it isn't, throw a torch over the wall.
Okay.
We will.
Thanks again.
Good luck. Wrong arm. Hang on, this one. His left
I'm
arm is
gonna
gone. He only has
use-
his right.
Oh wait, no, I'm gonna wait on that.
After you're all out, it's down. So, this is going to be effectively a chase, but not quite in the way they normally work. Your starting location is the inn. Your end location is going to be the crypt. Where you're sensing this energy coming from, in the graveyard. So, you're going to make a series of rolls that are either going to be stealth or survival, basically, to get there. But before each roll, you'll all have a chance to do something that you think will benefit what you're doing based on what you're seeing. You know that there are a near uncountable number of undead entities in this town. So fighting your way there is not a healthy strategy.
Fortunately, we have the lantern that makes them not realize we're there.
Only at a certain distance.
Yeah, they can probably still see us if we get too close.
Yeah, exactly. So, for the first round, getting from the inn, where are you wanting to go?
I think because it's literally across the street, I think we're crossing straight to that wall.
Go straight to the
Yeah.
cathedral first, and then
Yeah,
down to the wall. So,
So
because what's
No,
directly across the street?
we're getting to the wall, going over the wall.
Yeah, let me clarify your directions. What's immediately across the street is the cathedral. Down the road past the cathedral is the wall.
Okay. Yeah, so we don't know what's in the cathedral, and that's potentially a more dangerous unknown. So straight across to the cathedral, cut down to the wall, up and over it.
Okay, so you're heading to the
Sounds
wall of
fair.
the cathedral. All right.
Mm.
And
We've
then
played
I'll
enough Diablo games to know never just go straight into the cathedral.
No,
always go straight into the cathedral. Got it. So,
I mean,
Run into the cathedral.
this
I've
will
played enough D&D to know don't go straight into the cathedral.
So your first roll is going to be a stealth roll. What do you all want to do to add to the stealth roll?
Fire repeatedly into the air.
You can do that if you so desire.
Valdeth is going to put away her weapons into the infinite armory, and is probably going to take it slow.
Okay.
Ken's going to
Does-
ask Ariel, have you actually seen Point Break?
Does shape water affect this fog at all?
You can try.
Yeah, he'll try.
Okay, so
It's
you're
a
gonna try.
cantrip.
You're gonna try using shape water. Valdeth's gonna drop the pace.
Yeah.
I
But-
was gonna try a similar thing with Druidcraft because I can make puffs of wind. I don't know. Would Carolina have told us what she kind
Yeah,
of figured
Carolina
out
would have
about the
communicated
fog?
that, though she would also have communicated that if the ghost lantern is keeping them from sensing the immediate area, we probably don't want to fuck with that. It's more of a distractionary tactic.
When
I
they're
can do
already
it
sensing us, yeah.
Leave it
From
somewhere.
far away, yeah, and be on like the edge of the ghost lantern radius, possibly.
Yeah, but that also might just draw them
Yes,
towards our
again,
vicinity.
but not close enough to us that they're like, oh, let's go within 60 feet of the 30-foot radius.
Do you want to
Yeah,
like?
like-
And
Would you want to like use like do gust of wind stuff like, or doing
Yeah,
bits
like
of wind like
behind us or
off to the left or off to the right, so
Yeah.
it's not in your immediate path
that. Yeah, that was pretty much it.
to like draw things away from your immediate path.
Mhm.
That's something you can
Yeah,
do.
because
Yeah.
it's got a range.
Yeah.
Gent's going to be keeping an eye out to try and navigate our best course, looking at the ground surface specifically to see what's going to muffle our footsteps best in
Okay.
terms of what sort of terrain we're crossing.
So, before we do stealth checks, I need a wisdom check from Titania and an intelligence check from Ithram, and then a survival check from Gent.
Yeah, because there's not a lot I can do as a fighter to really affect this. I don't have any equipment that would help, but I can try not to make as much noise as I
Yeah.
Rolled so many 12s today.
Okay.
19.
18.
All right. And with the slower pace that Valdeth is setting, you can all make stealth checks with advantage.
Eee.
Which makes it a normal stealth check for me.
Yes.
19. Yeah.
Nice.
25.
Neat. Nice.
18.
7.
I only got a 30.
Are you okay, Scuzz?
Druid,
Oh,
I
damn it.
swear to God.
I have advantage. I forgot about it.
That was the druid.
Yes. Druid.
And barbarian.
Barbarian.
Club team nature.
Druid and barbarian, I swear to God.
So
It's fine. It's a cumulative roll, and someone rolled a fucking 30.
between the distractionary measures that Titania and Ithram are doing, and the guidance that Gent is trying to provide, you manage to stealth across the road to the cathedral just fine. When you reach the cathedral and you sort of reach the corner of it, so you can see both down the street towards where the graveyard would be and along the side. You don't even need to make perception checks. You can all hear the sound of things in the cathedral moving around and shuffling. They do not all sound like zombies.
Probably worth not going in there right now.
Still not good though.
Like, yeah, not all zombies. Some of them are skeletons.
Some of them might be, some of them might
Some
be.
are just regular zombies.
But you can distinctly hear these things. So your next tack is going to be going around the corner, past the front door of the cathedral, towards where the graveyard is.
I'm assuming the door is shut. Or
Can't,
is it wide open?
You can't tell from here.
Okay.
You won't be able to tell until you pass it.
Mhm.
So, is there anything else anyone would like to try on this next stealth check?
Being the person who's sort of directing the pace, Valdeth is going to pause in the doorway and make sure, like, if it is open, she's going to wait until she's pretty certain nothing is looking directly at it and then move.
Okay.
Caroline is going to try and be an extra pair of eyes out for any other hordes that might be heading back to base camp or something. That we would need to stop for or go around at the edge of the thingy-mabob.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else?
Ithram's gonna bring up the Ithram's gonna bring up the rear, and if the door is closed, if it's open, he's going to attempt to close it. But if it's already closed, he's going to cast immovable object on it.
Okay.
So that door does not fucking open.
That's good.
Next 8 hours.
Solid plan.
Literally immovable.
I've booted your
Great
cathedral.
plan, unless it turns out the thing we need is in the cathedral.
There
Well,
are.
hopefully that's not the other door. Only door.
Can you drop that spell if you need to?
I don't even have to concentrate. It's just for the next 8 hours. That door is there, and it's not moving.
I mean
To be
that
fair-
door, so we could get somewhere else in the.
To be fair, if we really, really need to, and we need to get into that cathedral,
I
there
can
are
dispel
windows. Yeah, you can dispel it, and there are windows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gent's
We-
gonna
who
ride that 18
here
as long as he can.
is our unstoppable force, because that's the only thing that can
So-
beat this immovable object.
Everyone,
Also the wizard.
if you're still going slow, everyone make stealth checks with advantage. Carolina, give me a perception check as well.
9. I couldn't keep rolling well on stealth. I'm wearing heavy armor.
21.
Thank you
So
for
giggling.
advantage.
So giggling
13.
about the
14.
immovable force.
So you're not attracting hordes of things. Carolina, you're keeping an eye out. Valdeth, as you stop, the door is open. So it's this large double doors basically, and one door is slightly ajar. I'm gonna say for that 7, you haven't been seen or noticed, but as you stop and look, you see the door, and you also see a body laying in the doorway.
So closing that door will move that body and probably make some noise.
Possibly.
That body may sense being moved.
Yeah, and start moving itself.
So
Not gonna lie, I was super excited for the possibility of you go up to the door and go to close it, and then somebody's face is there. Thank God you're here. And then you have to shut the door on them.
Cast a movable object.
Well, the door's open right now, so in order to cast a movable object, it has to be closed. Ithram, do you still want to try to close it with the body in the way?
How big is this body?
It's a humanoid. It's a dead humanoid corpse.
Corpse.
Humanoid corpse. It's a dead humanoid corpse.
I've seen plenty of corpses everywhere.
Plenty of corpses all over the place.
You go down
Is
57,
it-
you can see corpses coming out their ears.
Is it armored or just clothed?
Just clothed.
Yeah. He's gonna yank the body to the outside and then cast a movable object.
Question: do you want to yank it to the outside, or do you want to push it inside, close the door, and cast a movable object?
You have Mage Hand?
No.
Okay.
Mage Hand can move 10 pounds. I'm pretty sure a corpse
Yeah.
weighs more than 10 pounds.
Yes.
To be
As a-
fair,
I mean, a human
don't-
head weighs about 10 pounds. You can just kind of.
A human head on average weighs 11 pounds. You can't even
11
move
pounds.
that.
to be fair,
I have
we don't know that this is human, and we don't know what shape the body is in. It could be sliced into ribbons, and we just have to
a
move
human
each
head that's
individual
missing a
rib.
brain is lighter, Jack. Jeez.
I also, for my personal ruling, I read the mage hand thing as the mage hand itself can exert 10 pounds of force, which means that you're not going to be moving that body fast, but you can very slowly and
Yeah, it's just
arduously
like tugging on
shove
a
it.
hood. Just
Maybe not the best tactic.
so
Again, I want to reiterate, this body may sense being moved.
we'll
And
find
then
out.
You go to push it, and it just
Are
so
you-
happens like there's something stick out that's scraping and goes across. So you start pushing, you're going to hear.
Are you
as it's
getting any
going
help
across.
with attempting to shove the body in and close the door, or pull the body out and close the door?
I would recommend shoving it in and closing the door and then immovable object the door.
Is anybody going to help me? You see,
I
it's
will
from like
aid.
getting okay.
Okay,
I'll go up and give you a hand.
so you gotta give me an athletics check with advantage.
Athletics check with
This is
advantage.
for moving the body and closing the door at speed, basically.
Strong wizard. What?
Do you
The
have
actual-
inspiration?
What the actual fuck?
It's because I went to help.
Yeah.
Do you have inspiration? I think
Oh.
everyone had one from last session.
No, I used it. I had
So-
one
Oh my
last session, but I
God.
used it.
with
Holy
double
shit.
ones, with double.
Wow.
With,
What do you
No.
do?
Hey,
Accidentally
guys.
push me into the cathedral?
Oh, no.
Right.
with double ones,
You both go tumbling in.
you both reach down to grab the body, and you pick it up so that you can lob it in. It doesn't pick up all the way, and that's kind of weird. And you look over, and there is an entity sitting just inside the door that was chewing on this body's head. That sort of looks at you like, huh?
Oh,
Go,
same,
go,
same
go, go,
confused.
go, go, go,
Yep.
go, go, go. Go, go, go.
Yeah,
Go.
Confused
Slam-
look.
this is
Slam the
go.
door. Immovable object.
Slam door, immovable object.
So it's gonna get an attack on you before you can get a chance to slam the door because you rolled 2 natural ones.
Yeah, that's fair.
My God.
We don't know what an unnecessary
What are you doing here?
risk
What are
is.
you doing here?
I just like the sound that this creature made. Huh? It's like,
Can check
Like
out
Bigfoot.
confused
you're,
and undead.
you're not an elf, right?
Nope.
Okay, cool.
Oh, shit.
yeah.
God damn it.
You're about to get clawed by a ghoul.
Does a 13 hit you?
No.
Okay, so as this
Even without my shield.
as
no.
this rank infested claw slashes out at you, you grab the handle of the door and pull back and slam.
In the meantime, like, I grab the head and it's like, no thank you, dear, and push it back inside and pull my hand out right at the...
Yeah.
Uh,
So one hand
door
is on the handle, and then the other one is in the pouch pulling out the necessary gold dust, and then it's just like, nope. And then
you cast a movable object. Immediately, there is a sound of scraping and banging on the door. on the other
Go
side.
nuts, buddy.
Time to go. Time to go. Time to go.
And you quick march away.
Move quickly.
You are now. There is now a ruckus happening at the cathedral, but
Which might draw things away from where we're going.
which rapidly you stop being able to hear as you get away from it. Once it leaves the 30-foot range of the ghost light, you stop being able to hear the door slamming. And you get to this massive wall of ice that is basically just like a few feet away from the corner of the cathedral. You cannot see the top of this wall.
All right, time to go up.
Gent just puts his foot on the wall and starts trying to walk up it with the
You-
cloak of Arachnidia.
You want to take one of the grappling hooks and rope?
I don't think if
Certainly.
if Catalina
Already sorted out that we don't need that.
if Catalina carries someone with her wings and Titania carries someone with her wings when she turns into a flying thing, that's everyone able to get up there.
Yes, but that doesn't do much for our retreat now, does it?
Fair, but hopefully our retreat will be after we've killed this
Also,
thing.
Scuzz has slippers of spider climb, so Scuzz doesn't need to be carried up.
Yeah, no, the two people that need to be carried are Valdeth and Ithram.
Yes.
Mhm. That's just like literally like goes to the wall and
Ariel
just
just
starts
has
climbing
a
up.
really slow fly speed if she uses the potion.
So yeah, you climb up, rapidly outpacing the person with the ghost light, and find yourself standing on top of a frozen wall of ice, looking down into a foggy abyss.
I'm a wait right
I
here.
will turn into a Dracolich and I'll carry Valda.
All right.
This is my island.
You fly up. Scuzz, you walk up. Ariel, are you drinking the potion?
Yes. Yes.
You fly up. Titania, what are you turning into to carry Ithram?
Large thing would be able to carry Ithram, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Giant fly.
That's great.
Are giant
A.
flies large?
Yeah.
Yes, giant flies
Giant
are large.
fly, beast, unaligned, large.
All right.
Hilarious.
So Ithram, you look. Titania is sort of like going through. Titania's like going through mental notes, and you sort of look up to see where everyone else is going, and then you turn and look to the side, and there is the biggest fly you have ever seen in your life, staring at you with multifaceted eyes.
I don't know why I thought that you would be a bird. But yeah.
And it's a deep buzz. It's kind of
Yeah,
like
it's like-
it's kind of like if somebody is like running a
Like a
lawnmower like near you, kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's
like-
the noise that you hear when like it becomes a massive swarm of insects when it just gets deeper and deeper the more than there are. It's like that.
But even that pitched down though. Like,
Yeah.
And you've probably got about a split second to jump on before she's going straight for that lantern.
It craved the lamp.
wild in wild shape, you keep your mental faculties.
Yeah.
But Titania
It's
still
like-
goes for the lamp.
If it was polymorph, absolutely, Titania would be like.
All right.
Just lamppost bending under the weight of a giant fly.
So
All right. Yeah.
the
Do I
kite-
climb on? Do you grab me? What is the?
Are you gonna grab Ithram or are you gonna let Ithram climb on?
If you don't move fast enough, he's gonna like just start walking up to the side. He is.
Nice bug.
Nice Titania bug. You knew about Mothman. Now meet his daughter, Bug Girl.
Fly girl.
Fly Girl.
So he'll get on, I guess.
All right.
Would
So you
you-
climb him.
Onward, noble steed.
Like the question mark. In
So those of you that are up on top of the wall,
Is it the
waiting,
noble or the steed part that's giving you the question here?
from out of the fog, this giant fly rises up.
Never a more regal sight.
Yep.
And then once everyone is up, Valdeth will signal for Carolina to carry her down.
Yeah.
You
I'm
all,
doing my best to keep everyone in range because Ariel can only move so fast right
Yeah.
now.
you can all give me stealth checks. Titania, yours is at disadvantage.
Okay.
Gent,
What?
before we descend,
Because
Gent is
you're a
going to
giant
fasten
fly.
at least one grappling hook to the top of the wall and
The
throw the rope
disadvantage-
down the inside.
The disadvantage had to hit me at some point.
4 then.
These are just flat stealth checks.
Like
Yeah.
every other
Fuck.
Every
Valdeth and I are not
Oh, I thought these
the
were
greatest team.
I thought these were at regular advantage.
every
They're
disadvantage stealth roll
regular.
that I have made prior
These
to
aren't
that one
these are
ended
not
up
an
being
advantage. These are
fine.
just regular, yeah.
And a 14.
natural
Jesus
Is that a one?
Christ.
That is a
That's
1 for Scuzz. Yeah.
That's a 1.
So a
Yeah.
natural
Do
one,
you?
a natural
Oh, you're not high enough
one.
level yet to have. Darn it, you don't have.
Well,
I'm
level.
not yet, no, but I do have an inspiration. I'm gonna use that.
You
Do I
should.
have to make one since I'm on the back of a giant fly, or
Yeah, because it's also visual stealth. It's making
Okay.
sure that you're not doing anything that's drawing attention to you while you're being carried.
There we go, a 24.
You are so stealthy.
yeah, everybody's
Probably
gonna be
because
like,
I'm just really loud.
yeah,
It's-
nobody's gonna
He's
be like,
hiding in the
Tanya,
furs of the
where-
fly.
You were supposed to bring Ithram. Where the fuck?
He just pokes his head out. I'm here.
Oh shit.
Aether's being hidden by the wings, basically.
Yeah.
Uh,
Holy shit, this is so funny.
Jeez.
Oh god.
I'm just like a little bit
So-
above everybody or behind,
Like
just
slowly
watching-
descending.
just watching this like mass quantity of fuckery that's going on as people fail stealth rolls.
Some of us.
for the most part, Titania rolled a 4. For the most part, the issue isn't that you're not being stealthy. The issue is primarily Carolina dangling Valdeth like a closet full of pans.
Just like clang, clang, clang.
And a wind chime.
I have no control over my body swaying while I'm being carried by my
Exactly.
armpits.
That's
So
the thing. It's
Oh
like
my
you're
god.
you're not able to keep the plates from clanking very loudly.
It's the pots and pans
So-
and cans on the back of a weird just married car. Just clank,
Yeah,
clank, clank,
exactly.
clank,
So like
clank.
there's just clang, 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 that is also being semi-drowned out by bzzz of this giant fucking fly.
Brilliance.
Get to the-
We are a
One of us
crackpot
had the
team.
option to pick what we transformed into.
You
Oh
end
my
up at the bottom of this. You end up at the bottom of the wall, which there's nothing immediately around you that you can see. But we are going to roll initiative because lair actions happen when you make that much noise.
Oh,
Fair.
joy.
Fair.
I mean, we're in the home stretch. The lair actions are going on.
Yeah. I assume I use my initiative for this, just instead of the fly's initiative.
Your physical,
a
your
dex
physical,
roll,
yeah, your
so-
physical traits are replaced, so you do use the fly's
Okay.
initiative.
Okay.
I'm going
Jesus
before
Christ,
the lair
Ariel.
actions.
Sorry, that was an intelligence roll. Hang on. Initiative. That's a natural 1, so 2.
Holy fuck, Jeremy, how did you get that?
A plus 12.
Alert, I
A
think.
very specific set of
I'm
features
more
and
impressed
traits.
by the 30 than
very
the fact you have a plus 12 to a roll.
I have a very
Plus
specific set of
Plus
skills.
5, plus 5 because of alert. Um,
And then as a gunslinger, you add something to your initiative as well. Like,
yes. Gunslinger,
wisdom,
you
right?
add like it's like Dex or something like that.
Ariel's like, I
You
have a
already
very.
add your dex. I think it's your intelligence.
Ariel's like, I have a very specific
You're right,
set
it
of
might be
skills,
intelligence.
and those skills are going first.
Yes, they are. You goddamn right.
So she
but
can
yeah.
be in melee as the gunslinger.
And Carbuncle
Who
is
said
not
I was
there.
gonna be in melee?
You every fight.
That's not true. only when I don't have the opportunity to shoot first. The problem is we get ambushed.
Oh, you had your proficiency bonus to your initiative. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's
Quick draw.
yeah.
Ithram, you turned Mal into a jackal. Did you bring Mal with you, or did you leave Mal behind?
No, he stayed at the.
Yeah, we left
Okay.
both
At
of
the
our
end.
Okay, so
familiars
Mal
behind.
as a jackal is behind. Got it.
Tripled
right.
his hit points and also his damage output potential.
So, and here we will have Valdeth is emanating light.
I'm not emanating light anymore, as a reminder, because
And yeah, as soon as Valdeth touches down, she will pull out the staff of thunder and lightning for this fight.
yeah, John. So I'm not actually a light source right now.
Got it.
Cool.
That's less relevant at the moment because this is a series of skill checks until you get to the crypt. But Ariel,
Yep.
you hit the ground. The temperature in the graveyard, all you can feel is the temperature in the graveyard is icy cold. Like it's distinctly colder than it was on the outside of the wall. And you feel something coming. The ether in the air has become active.
Okay. Well, now would seem like a good a time as any to I am not on the ground for long.
Well, you still have your how long does the potion of flying last?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
So you're
It's
still
just
flying.
slow.
You're still able to fly if you so desire without
Yeah, it's just a
transforming.
10-foot
That-
fly speed. So
That statement was for effect because I'm taking my angelic form.
Fair.
So yes, as soon as there's a sense like, oh good, they're here, boom. Because honestly, what the fuck else am I gonna do?
All right.
And yeah, I will probably be a good 40 feet up.
All right. And are you going to move deeper into the graveyard, or are you going to wait for Valdeth to move before you go any further?
I am going to stay where I am. I'm essentially the airborne guard for this group. Like anything I see,
Mhm.
I'm calling out or shooting or.
All right. So give me a perception check.
Okay.
it's difficult to do in initiative specifically, but can we assume that everyone is just keeping pace with Valdeth, considering she's the slowest person in the party?
Yeah, we're not going to. I'm using the map just so you guys have access to your tokens. We're not actually moving on this map, so yeah, you can absolutely assume that everyone is keeping within that 30 feet of Valdeth while they move.
So 21.
So you're not seeing any creatures yet, but you are keeping a sharp eye out. Ithram.
He'll disembark from Titania and
Zzz.
just pop out the flail and shield.
Okay. Anything else you're doing other than preparing?
No, not really.
Gent.
Gent is going to reach out, gently pat Titania on the head. Darling, you're glorious as always, but this is the worst one ever. And keep pace and keep an eye out. He's got Finger the Profane in his left hand.
Okay, so you've moved,
Ready to do some murders.
You're moving. Let's say to the edge of the light right now.
Mhm.
At initiative 20, I need all of you except for Ariel, who is flying high enough to avoid it, to
Mhm.
make dexterity saving throws, I believe.
Ooh.
Does danger
15.
sense apply in this case? Is it something I can see coming that's area of effecty?
Yes.
17.
19.
9.
Should have stayed on the fly, man.
I mean, the fly also got hit.
16.
Darn it. With a 19?
Oh, no. I'm
29.
saying that the fly is also in the area of effect.
Okay.
All right, so that's the DC. So let's see, we've got. Yeah, why are you whispering me your rolls, John?
Because that's what the monster
Ah,
ones do,
got
and
it.
I don't know
Yeah,
how to
yeah.
change it.
That's fair. All right, so Gent
Kinda.
Gent failed, Valdeth failed, Titania succeeded, Ithram
If I
failed,
if I
Carolina failed.
No, I'm not
Sky
going to use
succeeded.
Indomitable right now.
Okay.
It's a lot of rolling.
That feels like a lot of dice.
I don't
I
appreciate
realize
that.
we didn't hear them, but
Alright.
that is the face of those were a lot of dice.
So everyone except for Titania and Skuz takes 41 points, and Ariel, who doesn't have to roll, takes 41 points of cold damage.
I don't take any damage.
Skuz takes no damage.
I take
Titania
no
takes
damage.
half. So that'll be 20,
Shit.
20 points of cold damage.
Okay.
As
I
this
am no longer
massive
fly.
wall of ice just erupts from the ground underneath you.
I am not a fly anymore.
This guy walks up the wall of ice.
You are shunted to the inside of it, so you don't have to. It's now behind you.
He rolled away.
All right, Carolina.
Well, I'm getting off of the ground, quite a distance off of the ground because the Dracolich speed is 30 feet. So I'm getting 30 feet up.
Are you also still carrying Valdeth or
No, I
Okay.
assume that everyone had disembarked before this started, given the way John had explained it.
Yes, everyone had disconnected from each other
Yeah.
just before the ice shot.
No, I'm not carrying the light source up, but I am sort of at the edge of the top part of where the lantern gets. Ugh. Holding my action to dash. Other than going up, I'm obviously keeping pace,
Mhm.
and with the idea that if I see anything coming, I'm gonna try and get between that and the party.
Yeah. All right. Skuz.
Scuzz would like to know where did this wall come from?
The ground.
How did we get here? Who casted this? Where is this fucker?
Give me a perception check.
25.
Give me an Arcana check.
Wow. Scuzz is rolling 19s like crazy. It's great. 17.
So, you are confident there is nobody in this graveyard other than you guys right now. You're not hearing any movement. You're not hearing any zombies or skeletons. So you don't think the spellcaster is anywhere nearby. With the 17 Arcana, you recall that there was some conversation about the fog, maybe like the fog being able to like act as a sensory device. It's possible that the noise that was just the disturbance that was made on the way down was used to target.
Cool. So, yeah, so Scuzz has the hilt of the Sunblade and bookmark out. Not activated though. And he is going to hold an action for the first zombie and or not an ally to appear in front of him to stab.
Okay.
Do you relay any of that information?
Very quietly. Okay. So I think the same thing that's happening with the fog. I can't see or hear anything, but I'm pretty sure they could see and could hear us. So that whoever had that ready is not nearby.
Okay, well,
Because they're not within the sphere of the lantern.
Right.
So they would have been much further back.
Valdeth.
Well, first off, I'm going to second wind because fuck.
All of ice hurts.
That's a lot stronger than a typical thing you would take from a lair action. 1d10 plus 9. 16 hit points back. That was almost half my hit points got taken out in that one thing. Puts it back at 60. And Titania, we need that Pass Without Trace again now. Because if he's hitting us and targeting that, we need to stop being noticed. And she's going to start moving to get out of the same position.
You want to make a stealth check to move?
I mean, after Titania has cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay. Titania.
All right, I will cast that then.
Right. So in that case, are you dropping your fly form or are you staying there?
I got dropped.
Oh, yeah, you
out
got
of it
dropped
from
with
that
the
attack.
wall, that's
I
right,
took
yeah.
1 point of damage because.
Right. So with the
fly
new
has
casting,
19 hit points.
everyone can
What?
cast. So with the new casting of Pass Without Trace, everyone can make a stealth check.
Yep. And that takes out a 3rd level spell.
25.
God fucking 13.
God.
Oh yeah, 35.
23.
Stealth.
26.
16. Or 26.
15.
33.
Okay. You all begin.
There were no natural ones.
You all begin quietly moving forward within the lantern light. Your turns tick by. Initiative 20 comes. Nothing happens.
Before that, I definitely drink one of the one potion that I have.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, if anyone wants to take their time
I was
while they're
gonna say.
moving to drink a potion or something, go ahead. Do it now.
Gent's got a potion that he's drinking.
Yeah,
Yet
I've got.
I'm drinking my greater.
If anyone would want one, I've got a restorative ointment which has 5 charges that can heal. I'm going to use.
What's the action economy on using that?
It is an action. 1 dose of the ointment can be swallowed or applied to the skin.
Okay.
It gets you 2d8 plus 2 hit points.
Ooh.
I would, if you would be willing, I would be very much willing.
I'll pass that over to you. I'm going to use my
Thank you.
action to, feel free to use as many as you want. Just tell me because I have to mark how many charges of it are left.
What was it?
I
2d8
am
plus
going-
2?
2d8 plus 2. I can roll it for you actually. Hang on.
Oh, all right.
Oh, I think we already got it.
Okay.
All right.
Just one.
So you take a few minutes while you're moving quietly to heal yourselves. Go ahead and make additional stealth checks, everyone.
A few minutes.
Well, a few moments.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Stealth. I was gonna say, would I have
36.
time to activate my
That's better.
spores for
25.
Yeah, if you wanted.
protection?
Yes, if you
Okay.
so desired.
Cool.
33.
Ooh.
28.
19.
33.
25.
You continue to pass through the graveyard without inciting another wall of ice, fortunately. And eventually you all begin to feel sort of a wave of nausea emanating from a very particular direction within the graveyard, which some of you recognize as the telltale sign of deeply powerful necromantic magic.
How long has it been?
Another round.
So 3 rounds.
So at this point, we're in the 3rd round now. So
This is what happens when
12
you
seconds.
when you set something off, and then I activate something that lasts a minute.
it's been 12 seconds
Okay.
as you're very quickly but quietly moving through the graveyard.
I'm gonna lose my wings before you do because mine also last a minute, and I climbed over the wall with them.
I would like, taking this extra round, to use my action on this to use your restorative ointment, if you don't mind, Titania.
Yep.
Okay.
Go for it.
You
I can roll it for you.
take a swing
Sure.
weapon on this.
2d8
We're in the
plus 2.
3rd round now, so any other
I
actions
would
you wanna
like
take.
to activate. The Dracolich Spine Blade isn't concentration.
No,
Cute.
it is not.
That
I would
doesn't
like to
back it full.
activate my magic sight.
Okay.
I know I probably can't see anything yet, but as we head in that direction,
It's a little bit easier to see with the ghost light lantern around because it's actively dispersing the concentrated fog. But even with that, as you turn your detect magic on, you get just a spike of darkness, giving you a very clear direction to go to.
yeah. So Carolina will point out even more specifically than this is nausea, where we need to go.
Right?
Well, that will lead towards that way.
Everyone, give me
Ariel is slowly picking up speed, heading in that direction.
another stealth check, everyone.
Gent will also take a hit of that ointment if there are any doses left, because he's not feeling great either.
Yeah. 17.
It's just another natural one.
26.
20.
17 hit points for you, and
Thank you.
So that's
Is
appropriate because she's
18.
definitely going less slow.
22.
All right. At the end of this round, you arrive at the entrance to a crypt. Do-do-do. Should all have sight on this.
Yep.
Yep. I'm
Um.
putting myself front because I was front.
So yeah, arrange
so
yourselves.
it's
Arrange
God
yourselves
of the
however you would
Fates.
like. Arrange yourselves however you would like. You're still. This is in the 4th round of initiative right now. Can you all still see your turn order, or no?
No.
No,
No.
because the turn tokens are on the wrong
Yeah.
map.
That's fine. I will add you all back to it and give you your.
Where's my stupid wing? There we go.
do I get to re-roll my initiative
now
now that I'm no longer a fly?
No.
Darn it.
Sorry, I'm adding.
Though I will say that I at least suddenly have full hit points again because my token is not linked to my character sheet. So I need to. We took 41
token.
damage.
Your
right?
token is linked to your character sheet. I don't know why it's not represented
No,
properly.
my health is definitely not reflecting back to my token properly.
I understand that. I'm saying your token is linked to your character sheet. I don't know why it's not representing your health correctly. Hang on.
It's
Does that fix it?
Nope, still full.
no, because it was never updating the character sheet in the first place.
The D&D Beyond character sheet isn't updating the Roll20 character sheet.
No, neither character sheet, neither my Roll20 or my D&D Beyond is
Interesting.
reflecting any changes made on my token.
Hmm.
It's fine. John can either check, or I think I remember how much health I'd taken.
It'd been 41 was the damage.
Yeah. And I'd been back to full, so.
You are at 31.
Okay, yeah. Why is Ariel in front of me now?
Ariel's flying.
Ariel, I mean, I don't know if that's what.
No,
that's
Ariel is in front of you.
All right, cool.
I am also flying. Okay.
I am.
And you wonder why I make
am a
snarky
jester.
comments about the ranged fighter.
Ariel has a limited amount of time before her ability to do extra damage to this fucker goes away. So she's not waiting in the back.
I'm
Same
making sure
here.
to add people
Hi.
to the thing.
I have an ability with the same mechanic.
Now, you're both pretty.
Yes, but mine is bigger.
That's not in question.
We've established this. Carolina is simmering about it, but not saying anything because we need to be sneaky.
Honestly, I'm just taking the advantage to do it because I have a 31 initiative and I think I can probably get there first.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
Sorry, I'm just correcting everyone's initiative right now.
Yep.
Am I missing anybody on the initiative tracker?
Don't think so.
I'm there.
Yeah.
Well, you just deleted me off. Or, no, there I am. Aha.
All right. Everyone should still be there. Good. Okay.
Yes.
So, you have arrived at this crypt. There are two statues on either side of it. One representing Argon, one representing Dagoth, as many crypts have in graveyards throughout Taram, where there will be a statue of Dagoth and then a statue of whatever primary deity of the area is worshipped.
Okay.
There's a large set of double doors that are currently closed in front of you. Ariel, it is your turn.
I am opening those motherfucking doors.
All right, you open the doors. They creak
At his
open.
motherfucking doors, his motherfucking crypts.
And there is a very musty smelling crypt ahead of you. There is a long hallway with two doors on the left and right hand side and directly in front of you that continues down. You can see there is some light further down as well, emanating from what seem to be torches on the walls.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't see anything different yet. We start dashing. Unless was opening the door my action.
No, it was your interact.
Okay. 1, 2. As she's running along, you hear coffins on either side.
Can you make that aura visible, John?
Yeah. So as you round a corner,
Minotaur skeleton.
you see the skeleton of a minotaur, just sort of in the middle of patrolling the hallways, just sort of as it looks at you.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
I can currently see something way the fuck down here.
Way down where? Oh, that is a statue.
That is a statue.
That is a
Okay,
statue
that's
on
not
the
a
map.
person.
That is not a thing.
Because it looks like a person.
Yeah, well,
It looks like a wizardy person in wizardy dark robes.
yeah.
And I was gonna say, if that is a wizardy person in wizardy dark robes, it's Minotaur skeleton as continues rushing down.
Yeah, no, that is a statue of Dagoth that is far down at the other end of the place.
Still, I might only have those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Ooh.
And that is everything for me.
It rolls into the initiative, and it has a +0 to its initiative modifier.
How much elevation can I get in here?
The crypt is fairly low ceilinged. It's about
Okay.
30 feet up, so that's
So I will keep myself up
Yeah.
fairly high so that hopefully the Minotaur just sees me and starts chasing and trying to swing
you can tell that.
uselessly.
Yeah, you can tell that it's going to open up higher in this next room to the south of you, but you can also see that the ceiling in either direction down the hallway you just passed slopes down.
Right.
That makes it Ithram's turn.
It actually probably comes by, Minotaur skeleton and like whistles at it and like starts trying to draw it further down. So it's like facing me as
Yeah.
everybody's coming in.
Ithram's
All
turn.
right. So yeah, he'll go past a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to about there, and then hold his action after hearing that there's a Minotaur skeleton. For what spell? 1 second.
Do you have spells that bash skeletons into small bits?
Catapult.
Yeah, I do have catapult. For right now, though, he's going to actually. What's that do? Yeah, he's gonna toss a spike out on the ground in front, right about here. So it just clangs on the floor,
Okay.
and then he's gonna prepare a catapult.
And you hold
For
your
when it
action
rounds
to
the
cast
corner.
Catapult. All right. Gent.
moving in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he heard the same, so he's going to hold his attack for if we get a target.
All right. The Minotaur shares its initiative point with the lair action, so the lair action goes first. You hear the sound of breath intaking from behind these two doors.
Sorry, which two doors?
Which two doors?
These two doors. There were two doors in the hallway.
Yeah, we can't see those.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your darkness is a little too tight.
It's a little too on the line. I did describe them as being there, but I didn't. I don't think I pinged them properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought you were talking about.
I may
this
have been on
and
the wrong
this.
layer.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Anyway, these two doors. There are two doors right. There are two doors on these two squares.
Okay.
It's okay because these things didn't exist in those rooms until just now anyway, so it doesn't matter necessarily.
Gotcha.
Because this lair action is called the Bone Garden.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Traipsing
through the Bone Garden.
And the doors bang open as some skeletons step out into view.
Hey, I've got a held action that goes off.
This is where Ithram and I's current choice of weapon becomes very relevant.
So yeah.
Although, are you going to catapult something at yourself, Ithram?
Well, it stops at the first thing it hits.
Yeah.
Unless they make the save.
If it makes the save, you got to dodge.
Hey, if there's one way to go, it's by his own spell, I guess.
Fair.
You want to go first, dude?
Yeah. So I believe they actually have to make a
Dex save.
Yeah, DC 17 dexterity saving throw for this one right here.
Roll 16 on the die, which makes it a 18.
So yeah, it saves. So he takes half.
No, it misses entirely.
Oh wait, yeah, no, that's true.
And
so...
now you have to make that save.
Where'd you toss it? It was what, right here?
Yeah, it was right here, and then it just gets flung backwards.
Unless you were aiming at this one. Were you aiming at this one or this one?
Sure, let's just aim it at this one.
Okay, so that one dodges and it just smashes through that door that had just been opened and clangs off something on the inside of that room.
That seems like a more wizardly move. Let's not throw the spike at me.
Would have been cool if I would have caught it.
Not a monk. Gent, your action also goes off.
All right. Gent's got 2 attacks to the guy directly in front of him. Now just gonna make him flat rolls. 26 to hit.
I forgot to do a thing. Yes, 26 hits.
Okay. He takes 15 magical piercing and 24 also hit.
Yeah, 24 also hits.
For 16 magical piercing damage.
Goes down.
Splinters. Now only one of them's going to murder me immediately.
There's just bone shards everywhere. So
Bone spurs? Bone splinters?
shards. All right, this one's going to try to
These,
hit
these
you.
not bone spurs. These are not
Does,
the
does
skeletons that kept the president out of his selective service.
Does a
With sincere apology to anyone who actually has bone spurs and has had
Yeah, they're not fun.
put up with that for like
does a
the
14
last 4 years.
does a 14 hit you?
14 exactly is my armor class.
All right. Didn't
Also,
roll,
fuck the current president.
didn't roll very well. 6.
Maybe you should have stayed behind the wizard.
8 points of damage as it
Okay.
stabs you with a short sword. You can tell there are more skeletons in those 2 rooms.
Yep.
That are moving to try to get out. And the Minotaur. How fast does it move? 5. All right.
I so wish.
So you also see further down this large minotaur step into the crossbeams and turn to aim at Ariel. Ariel, you're up at the ceiling. Which
Yep.
I think makes you outside of its reach. Yeah.
Outside of its range, it should be.
Yeah, it cannot reach you. So
Bitch, you're a cow.
it swings ineffectively in the air because it's not very intelligent. Carolina.
You
Really-
fight
really
like a
hoping-
cow.
I was really hoping this Minotaur was the
Okay,
undead remains of
I have a
Staphylos.
brilliant plan.
Right.
And I will not take anyone
Runs up the
telling me
wall
it's
and
not
just
a brilliant
smacks Ariel
plan.
out of the air.
Um,
I'm not gonna lie, that would be kind of awesome.
There are no horseshoes of spider climb on this minotaur. No.
He was a monk. He didn't need horseshoes of anything.
To be fair, I think when you're a skeleton, you no longer have your monk
No,
abilities.
you don't.
Because
You
you're
lose all
you-
that.
you don't have the mind of the monk who you once were.
all right. I have a 40-foot speed. So, well, I need to check the text of the stupid Dracolich blade again. Yeah. So, for some reason, I thought one of the attacks had reach. Oh, yes, it does. My tail has reach. Excellent.
Yes.
Why do I keep miscalculating this? Yeah. So I'm gonna just dash to get up to this guy. I realize I'm gonna take some opportunity attacks, but no one else can get up to Ariel as fast as I can.
It can't hurt me. Yet.
It'll find something to throw.
It'll find something to throw, yeah, sure. But
Yeah, okay.
Something just ran up to it.
But the rest of the group needs to deal with skeletons. So I'm running up to there. I believe I take at least one, probably a lot of opportunity attack.
Yes, there are a series of short swords that stab out of the door as Carolina runs past.
She couldn't see them when she started her move, and she's too bullheaded to. I am raging. Yes, bonus action rage.
All right.
I forgot to say.
That hits you.
Cool.
16 on the die plus 9.
Yeah.
Does a 19 hit you?
Yeah.
Does an 18 hit you?
Yeah. I may need to roll back where I ended up, but
That's a 19 on the die.
yeah.
That's
AC
17 on the
16.
die. Okay, so you get hit 4 times.
Great.
It's okay. Trust me, they're not going to kill you.
Especially while you're
Once you
raging.
you're raging. You've got
Yeah.
resistance. It's all good. I mean, unless all of these skeletons are also wielding
so-
sun blades, in which case, ouch! But we also hit the jackpot.
8 piercing, 8 piercing damage.
Reduced to 4.
7 piercing damage.
Reduced to 3.
7 piercing damage.
Reduced to 3.
7 piercing damage. As I rolled a 6 and 3 5s.
That was almost max, and it. still
I'm
didn't kill you.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm raging and I'm next to a minotaur. This is the plan.
Rage against the Minotaur.
The skeletal minotaur that is part of a necromancy thing. Yes.
All right. Anything else on your turn?
That's everything I can do on my turn.
Got it. Scuzz.
Probably have to double move. Then again, yeah, let's do that. Scuzz is going to run up and look at all them. Look at them all. Love it. He is going to run up and get in front of this zombie.
Skeleton, please.
Excuse me, a skeleton. Why is my I have 65 hit points. I don't know why my token number changed. And
Because I copied it when you were at full health previously.
That's okay. And he's going to hit this one with bookmark because he doesn't want to activate the Sunblade yet.
All right.
27
hits.
For 12 piercing and 18. Actually, disregard the sneak attack damage. He just does 12 piercing to.
You get sneak attack. He's in melee with someone else.
I know.
Yep.
I know. You know what? I'll do the sneak attack damage on him. I was gonna try and also hit this one that's hiding, ready to come out with the bolts of the grave.
That's fair.
But
Do what you want.
No. We're gonna kill this guy. So 30 points of damage.
It's dead.
Yeah.
Run up behind it. Ting! And the head just falls off.
And as a bonus action, I'm going to hide by literally just putting myself up against the side of the door so the skeleton can't see me when he walks out.
So you can't hide here because that skeleton can't see you, but that skeleton definitely can, and there's nothing breaking line of sight.
Then I'll hide behind Gint.
There you can hide because there's something you can hide behind.
Literally just like between his legs, ready to pop out, but not inhibiting from running or moving.
Yes. So go ahead and make your stealth check.
Okay.
So it's like I just had the image of Scuzz backing against the wall, going, "I'm stealthy," and then looking across the
that's absolutely
hallway.
looking across the hallway and seeing the skeleton just staring at him like, never mind. 26.
Okay. Valdeth.
All right. Valdeth says these particular skeletons are about to get fucked. As she runs up with a quarterstaff in her hands. And
Jingle their insides.
Very much.
Lay in the bones.
I have the appropriate weapon here. Now I just need like a +2 powerful piercing weapon to go with my +2 powerful slashing and bludgeoning weapons.
Play some xylophones.
Staff of Thunder and Lightning.
Are we supposed to be able to see the entire map right now?
No. How can
I'm assuming
Because I
21
can,
hits.
for some
I
reason.
can see down the hall with line of sight, except for the areas that are black. We just can't see around corners. Jack, is that the same for you?
No, I literally
Let me
can see
check.
fucking everything.
Interesting.
Fighting style.
Also, try refreshing.
see everything
if you
now?
need that.
Now we're good. Now we're back to normal.
I am holding
And
the
now?
quarterstaff in 2 hands.
Yep.
Okay.
So
I don't know what
roll that
happened.
D8.
Don't worry, I won't remember anything.
Okay. So
that
that's
is
going to be much better.
Okay. Yeah, because
Because I am holding it in 2 hands.
Yeah,
so.
you have to be doing a D8 of damage, otherwise it'd be a D6.
Yeah. So it's going to be 6 more damage. That's going to be 14 bludgeoning damage, which against skeletons is usually doubled.
Yep.
Because I usually have vulnerability to bludgeoning.
It's still up.
And I will hit it again
20 hits.
for 12 bludgeoning damage.
It's dead. It had 1 hit point left after your first hit.
if I had rolled an 8, it would be dead.
Yeah.
I wish I had the polearm mastery feat.
Right, anything else on your turn? As you just shatter a skeleton with your strike.
That is my turn.
All right, Tanya.
Woo! Okay. I guess I'm moving. I'm all the way back here and the lights move. 5, 2, 3, 4.
And you should be able to see.
5. Uh,
have
how far away is that one from me? Oh, that's fine. That's fine. That's great. So I'm back there, and I just forgot it. How many spaces did I move already? I think I did 5. Yes.
You moved 20 feet so far.
Okay, so I got 10 more
Mhm.
more feet of movement.
Yep.
I scoot between in front of Ithram. Haha. And I'm going to activate my tattoo.
does your
Within
tattoo do?
15 feet of me, it makes a DC 14 strength save, and I'm targeting this one
Okay.
as
It failed.
vines burst out. And
And-
it takes 3d6 of force damage.
Aha.
13, and is grappled.
It takes 30. Yep, it takes some damage. And it is grappled in place, or is it pulled towards you?
It is. Sorry, first time using this.
That's all right.
It's just in place.
Okay, so it is currently grappled in place. Just breathing confusedly as it's been trapped.
Yep. And as well, let me double check on a thing. I think that is only for. Oh yeah, no. I also do Hail of Spores damage. Cause no, that's a reaction. Never mind. But symbiotic entity is a. Does this count as a melee weapon attack for purposes of symbiotic entity?
It's not a melee weapon attack.
Okay, never mind. That's it. That's my turn.
All right. So, as you have breached into this crypt that you've determined is the lair of the necromancer that has been killing everyone in this town, and as we get back to Ariel's turn at the top of the initiative, that's where we're going to end for this week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.